Hello? It's Tom Toretto. Yeah? Family, yeah. I got you. You want me to rank all the Fast and Furious movies with Kale? Kale, you down?
Oh yeah, totally. Anything for family.
Yeah, we'll do it now. Alright. Peace. What's up, guys? It's me, Sam Dawson, making my first appearance in
MMR, even though we're not reviewing
memes. It's work in progress name.
Basically, Dom Toretto called us and told us we need to rank all the Fast and Furious movies, all the way from, number 1 to number 9.
And Hobbs and Shaw included.
Yes.
There will be a spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
But if you haven't watched it, what are you doing?
Number 10.
Anyways, number 10, for me, the worst Fast and Furious movie is F9. Now, the reason I got F9 is because I don't like the amount of unrealistic action. There are so many times when so many characters should have died. I didn't like that they strap a rocket to a Fiero and shoot it to the moon, I didn't like how they brought back Han. I think that was completely, out of nowhere and didn't make any sense. I didn't like the storyline with his brother, John Cena, and, how there's an invisible guy in that movie the whole time. It's just weird. But I don't like the storyline. I don't like the action. I haven't really liked the action in the movies since the sixth one. Sometimes the action's a little too much and unrealistic, but it's basically a combination of the way the action is and the story.
That's the thing. I like the action to an extent, but Fast 9 did take it a little too far. To the moon. Or into space, at least?
I didn't like when he hits the bridge and swings his car across the mountains he
what
would have
the
tore off.
What kind of fucking post is gonna carry a fucking Charger going 150 miles an hour?
Yeah, it would have just tore off his bumper and they would have been in the ocean.
In the fucking post!
Or that time whenever Letty gets knocked off her bike and she falls on the hood of his car, falling from that high onto his car is gonna break her fall. It would just kind of probably hurt more than the ground.
Alright. My number 10 is Fast and Furious 4, aka Fast and Furious. Too slow. That's all I'm going to say. It's too slow. I like the cars, I like the racing, I like the action, and it's good for the story. I think it brings up a lot of good plot scenarios, but it's just so slow. I can't. I like Brian's R34 though, the blue one.
It's the best car in this whole series, man. Alright, my number 9 is Hobbs and Shaw, because it's this weird thing that could just be its own standalone movie. It's not really connected to the story. The technology was a little bit over the top compared to even all the other movies. The action and technology is a little too much. I don't like Idris Elba being a robot. That's just kind of weird. It was
Robots too much.
A little too action-packed. I mean, it could just kind of be its own
There wasn't
thing.
enough cars.
Yeah.
And the cars were boring if there were any.
I don't think it was needed. I feel like it was kind of a cash grab to put two characters together.
I liked it to an extent, and my number 9 is also Hobbs and Shaw, but it was just it's funny and it's cool, but when I'm watching it, I don't think I'm watching a Fast and Furious movie. It's weird. It's like watching Too Fast, Too Furious on steroids.
Less cars.
Yeah.
Okay, my number 8 is Fate of the Furious. So you can tell I don't really prefer the older, newer movies. Again, with this one, don't like the storyline. It's kind of weird. The action scenes, it's just something about that where it's over the top action and just that kind of the weird storylines, and it just I feel like the big thing I have against the movies after the 7th one is I feel like they didn't need to happen. It should have just ended on 7. So it's just I don't like the storylines and the action in the movies after 7.
All right, my number 8 is F9. It was okay. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know if this is the same for me and Kale, but I enjoy every Fast and Furious movie. Like, I enjoy all of them. There's some that are obviously better than others, but still, I enjoyed Fast 9. It was just, taking a Pontiac into space wasn't really needed. The way that they brought back Han, my favorite character, was just kind of stupid. Didn't make sense. And it just kind of throws the entirety of Tokyo Drift under the bus because it doesn't make sense. There's weird action. And it doesn't make sense for a movie franchise based around family to wait till the 10th movie in the franchise to bring up the fucking brother of the main character who is family. Like,
yeah,
it didn't make sense. It felt like he was just thrown in there out of nowhere. But I did enjoy it. I'm not gonna lie. I liked the movie, not as much as some of the other ones, but I did like it.
I had some other notes to add on to 8. I do like the scene where Jason Statham and Dwayne Johnson are like going to the prison beating up everybody. That was a great sequence. I really like that.
I like the baby part.
Yeah, the baby part was pretty funny. Okay, my number 7 for me is Furious 6, Fast and Furious 6, the one in London. I didn't really have a problem with this one. It's just out of the first 7, it's just my least enjoyable. It's not too much over the top action, but I didn't like how they were on a runway for 100 miles. They needed to shoot that scene and do what they wanted to do in that scene. I kind of like that they brought back Letty's character. They brought back that character. But it's just, I don't know, the London and just the things that happen in that movie, it's just not my favorite. But I mean, it's still a good movie. It's just made me I didn't enjoy it as much as the other.
Yeah, my 7 is also Fast and Furious 6. Again, it was enjoyable, but like Kale said, out of the first 7, it was my least enjoyed of the movies. It's also kind of really forgettable to me, besides some of the scenes.
Yeah.
I don't really remember the plot too much, and I remember the plot of a lot of the movies. But that one, all I can remember is really hating Shaw. He made me really pissed off in that movie, which I guess is good.
They did flip cars. Dumb, bullshittingly saving Letty flying over a bridge.
I remember that, yeah.
That was stupid. All right, number 6 for me is, this is going to hurt Sam, but Too Fast, Too Furious. Now, I'm saying, I love this movie. Every movie from here on, I love. Just the reason that Too Fast is lower than all the other ones is the amount of cringiness. Okay, so what I was thinking is you take the movies that are above this on the list for me, and they're good all the way through, and they're fun. The thing about Too Fast is it's really fun, but there's some really low weird points in that movie. But I love all the cringy dialogue. I love the cars and how over the top terrible they are. I don't know, I just think it's a great movie. It makes me laugh. It's a great installment in there. It gives Tyrese Gibson a start to his character. I really enjoy the movie. It's really fun, and it's got some of the most memorable characters and stuff like that. But it's just not better than the other ones to me.
My number 6 is Fate of the Furious. I'm not gonna lie to you, I actually really fucking liked that movie. I really liked it, but the 5 that are above it, I love. But I loved Fate of the Furious. I really enjoyed that movie. I don't know what it was. Maybe about the fact that I didn't hate Shaw as much. I think that restored a lot of the movie to me because he was a good guy in that. But it felt kind of odd that they were holding Dom's ex-wife hostage.
Yeah.
And his baby hostage. It was really weird going from him being a bad guy, which doesn't really make sense. But it was interesting. It was definitely interesting.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed a lot of it, but it's just not as good as the 5 that are above it.
Yeah, I always remember one of the things is I find it pretty much impossible that Brian's character's not dead in the franchise, that Dom would turn his back and go against his family, and they wouldn't tell Brian, and he wouldn't do something about it. It completely makes no sense to me. But obviously they can't really do that. Okay, number 5 is Furious 7, the true ending movie. Should have never been a movie made after this one. I'm sorry. But it was the perfect ending to Paul Walker's character. It was the perfect ending for his character. I don't feel like they needed to make more movies after that. I feel like it was the perfect closing on the whole series. It had some good cars in it. And the one thing that annoys me about it is the aspect of, we did this to your brother, so now I'm gonna try to come get revenge on you. It's just kind of like repeatable, where it's like that's how it seems like every Fast and Furious movie is. They do something and this person wants to get revenge on them for doing what they did in the last movie, and it's kind of just an ongoing cycle. But no, I liked it. The action scenes were good. It had good cars. It was just like it was the perfect ending. It was the perfect good ending, and it didn't. I mean, the action was a little much sometimes between the jumping between buildings and the where Dom drives down a mountain, but he's fine. But then he, almost dies when he falls 2 stories out of a parking garage. But it was a good movie nonetheless, though. And yeah, I also like that Dwayne Johnson wasn't in it as much.
My number 5 is also Furious 7. Again, I really enjoyed that movie. It had a really emotional ending, and it was a really good ending. And I do agree with Kale to an extent that they should have ended it there, but I really enjoy Fate of the Furious, and I like 9. I like Hobbs and Shaw, so I'm glad they kept it going. But it would have been a good ending, nevertheless, if they stopped it there. And you can kind of tell at the end that Paul Walker's death. Definitely, they needed to change the script around there at the end because it was a bit weird. But I really enjoyed it. It was a nice paced movie. It was paced really well. There was good cars, good action scenes. Dom rolls down a mountain.
It's fun.
Yeah. These are the good ones now. Like
it's been good since number 6.
These are the really good ones.
But these are the top 4. At number 4, I got Tokyo Drift. Now, the reason there's one Tokyo is kind of low is just the fact that it's, over the top cars, kind of cringiness, kind of the same way Too Fast is down there. But I love that he goes to Tokyo. I love the drifting, and I love Han in that movie. But the reason that it can't be higher than the other ones is I enjoy them the same, but it's like not the same characters, and the Sean character is just like, it was obviously a movie that they made because they wanted to grab something off Fast and Furious, but none of the actors from, the first 2 wanted to be in the third one. And they kind of did this weird thing where they wrapped it around after the 6th one, so they were building the whole franchise around this one weird spin-off movie. But it's still a great movie. It's really fun. I love the storyline, and I love all the cars and the drifting. It's great. My
number 4, this is going to be a little bit controversial, because it probably should be higher. But it's hard to rank the top 4 for me, but it was Fast 5.
Oh, okay.
It should. I feel like a lot of people put it either 1 or 2 because I loved Fast 5. Like, it was a good movie, but I just love the 3 before it way better. Like, I don't know what it is. I think it was because they were more focused on actual street racing. But Fast 5 was really good. Had an amazing story. It was set in a really good location, I think, and I think the ending is phenomenal. Like, an awesome ending. One of the best endings in Fast and Furious, I think. 3.
Number 3 for me is also Fast 5. Well, not also, but number 3 for me is Fast 5. Because, it was like, it's kind of the consequential Fast and Furious movie sort of into the action era past like the first 2, maybe 3. It's just like the movie where they first bring the whole crew together and everybody comes in. The being in Rio was great. Introducing the Dwayne Johnson character and his coming after him was great. And I just really like that movie. It's got good balance of action. Nothing's too unrealistic, it seems, besides maybe pulling a vault,
bank through a building,
pulling a whole vault through a building, but no, it was a pretty good movie. I like the storyline. It had a good ending too, where they get the money and everything. It was pretty great, enjoyable movie.
Kale's gonna get mad. It's the first Fast and Furious.
Damn.
It's hard to rank the first 3. I'm not gonna lie, because they're all phenomenal, but I just can't put it over my top 2. I just can't. I can't bring myself to do it. And I love that movie. That movie is fucking amazing. I love it so much. Like, you can't beat the first one. Like, it's perfect. It's aged so well, and I think out of the first 3 movies, I think it's the most rewatchable.
Yeah.
By far, maybe in the series, and every time I rewatch it, it just gets better. Like, I love it so much.
Yeah.
But it's hard to rank the top 3 for me.
Number 2 for me is Fast and Furious 4. Fast and Furious.
Wow. Your number 2 is my number 10.
Yeah. Like you said, it just, to me, is the perfect blend of where they're actual street racing and then they're getting into action, but it's not too much action. It's like realistic action. It's about like the perfect just blend of everything. And I like how they're, Dom's trying to get his revenge for his girlfriend getting killed, or his wife. You later find out, but it was a great combination of everything, and I liked the bad guys. I liked how, the Braga character and the Phoenix character.
Braga is really good.
The tunnel scenes were cool. They were entertaining, and I like how, one thing I like is how 5 picks up right where 4 ends. That's pretty great. And that's kind of the movie that just sets up the rest of the whole series. And like he said earlier, it just, like that movie is just, there's like some of the movies in there that you're just like, that's Fast and Furious. I think that's one of those. I just really enjoy that movie.
My number 2 is Tokyo Drift. You guys probably don't know this, but I love Tokyo, like, as a place in general. And that, having a movie set in one of my favorite cities in the world, and seeing some of my favorite cars, and having Han, which is my favorite character, all in the same movie, and it comes together so well for me, and how over the top it is, and I just really like the story and Han's character especially. Sean's okay.
Yeah.
He's okay, but I mean he's essential, I guess, for Tokyo Drift. But I really like Tokyo Drift. There's stuff in it, I guess.
Number 1 for me has got to be the OG first Fast and Furious, because that movie could just be a standalone. It's got great characters. It's, to me, it's got the most realistic storyline. I love that it's Brian's character, or Paul Walker's character, coming in, and he's supposed to be an undercover cop to find these guys that are jacking trucks, and he ends up becoming friends with them and not wanting to betray them and, ruin everything for them. And it's really interesting to see how they try to balance that dynamic with him, where he's trying to do the right thing, but he also wants to stand by, this new family he's found. It's really a really good storyline. It's got some of the most memorable cars, like the introduction with the Charger and the Supra. I love the Eclipse at the beginning. It's just, even the Ford Lightning. That movie made me like the Ford Lightning, and I'm not a Ford guy.
And the Leon Skyline.
Yeah,
and
that movie made the Skylines popular, like the 33. It probably made the Supra popular.
There was so many good cars in that movie, like the Civic.
Yeah, they're over the top, but they're still just amazing, and it's just got such
Mia's
cool
Integra.
characters. Yeah, even his sister has an awesome car. Like, it's just the most perfect storyline to me, and it's just the best movie. It's really rewatchable, like you said.
Alright, I'm gonna get some hate for this. My number 1, my favorite Fast and Furious of all time is Too Fast, Too Furious.
Forget about it, cuz.
It's literally so fucking stupid that it's great to watch. It's so fun to me. People aren't gonna like me for this, but
it's got the most quotable movie.
I love his Lancer. People are gonna hate me for that, but I love the Lancer. It's like one of my favorite Fast and Furious cars, and everybody puts that at the last place. That and Tyrese's Eclipse. They always put that at last place, but that's one of my favorite cars. And I've always loved that car. Even though it has the ugliest shade of green I've ever seen in my life. That's my favorite color. It's just so over the top and quotable and crazy. And
but the action's not unrealistic.
It's not unrealistic.
Except for maybe the boat
jump. And the boat jump, that fucking scene was awesome. And fucking having Brian and Tyrese, and that was like such a good dynamic. It's like Hobbs and Shaw if it was good. And like, I just love Too Fast, Too Furious so much. And everybody hates it, but when I first saw it, I loved it, and I still love it. Alright, that was our Fast and Furious rankings. Down in the description, down there, that's where all of our socials are. You find our TikTok, our Instagram, our, what else is on there?
Photo archive.
The photo archive.
The Misery Songs of the Week playlist.
The Songs of the Week playlist that we do every week on Instagram. Every Sunday. We pick our favorite song of the week and we post it. So if you would like to go check that out, go down in the description. You can check out our website on Milkshake. It's called Milkshake /Misery. It's down in the description. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up. Maybe leave a comment. Please let us know your Fast and Furious rankings. We would love to look at those. And maybe your favorite car or favorite character. If you want to critique our lists, go ahead. We're all up for it. And just remember,
everybody has an opinion.
And yeah, just remember this is our opinions. And
it's the best movie is obviously the first one. So
thank you guys for watching.